Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Just take a second to hit the like button, share this video anywhere you can on social media. Appreciate you all joining me for this live stream. I'm going to bring up my friend, Dominic Izzo. He runs the YouTube channel Cop Talk Live on YouTube. The link will be in the description. How you doing, Izzo?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Sean Paul?
Technical difficulties, can't hear you. There you go. I can hear you now.
Nice.
And also,
fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, we're going to be getting into something very interesting, and the reason why I brought you on is because I know you do not give a shit. Yeah, you say what you feel, and that's it. And I will too. So at the end of the day, we might not agree on everything, and that's why I brought him on. We might not agree on everything, but at the end of the day, him and I can have a conversation. Reasonable people can disagree on certain things, and you know, if you don't like it, tough. I'm sorry. You know. Sorry, not sorry, I guess. So let's get into it right away. I just want to show the video. And I also, in this video, it has a DHS, former investigator for DHS that is analyzing the situation as well. So we can get a different perspective from somebody who did investigations for the Department of Homeland Security.
No, shit! As cops, we're responsible for every single round that leaves our weapon.
Eric Ballier is a 25-year career federal agent who most recently oversaw use of force investigations for Homeland Security Investigations, or HSI. We asked him what to make of the tactics used by federal agents in the fatal Minnesota shooting.
In my 25 years, I've done hundreds of vehicle stops. If someone is fleeing, that is not a justification for the use of deadly force.
In this moment, the officer crosses in front of the vehicle. He opens fire on the driver, 37-year-old Renee Good. The government says the officer shot the driver in self-defense.
She then proceeded to weaponize her vehicle, and she attempted to run a law enforcement officer over.
But the footage tells a different story. In this clip, we see Good waving cars by, and one car drives past her stopped vehicle.
Like they're somewhat impeding the ICE guys, although you did see the SUV drive around them.
Next, officers exit the car and approach Good's vehicle.
Right out of the gate, it's escalatory in nature. And then the agent with the black mask reaches for the driver's side door handle to try to open it. From the video, like the reverse lights are on.
From this other video angle, we can see that the officer has already crossed in front of the car. He's holding a cell phone.
They're trying to essentially take some sort of recording or photograph of the driver to show or identify her as a antagonist to their enforcement operations. What he does is cross in front of and stay in front of a occupied running vehicle. You should not be intentionally putting yourself in front of a vehicle unless absolutely necessary. And with a cell phone in his left hand, he draws his pistol with his right hand, and in very quick succession rattles off 3 rounds.
Under the Department of Homeland Security's use of force policy, firearms may not be discharged solely to disable a moving vehicle, and shooting at a moving vehicle is tightly restricted.
So my training was that you cannot use deadly or lethal force solely to stop a fleeing vehicle. Do you have another option other than pulling the trigger?
The Trump administration maintains the agent opened fire to avoid being run over, but the direction of the tires appears to be facing away from the officer to the right. There's still a dispute as to whether the officer was grazed or struck by the Honda. He continues to fire even after moving out of the way of the vehicle.
If she is intentionally trying to hit that agent or officer, those tires are pointed in the opposite direction, and the vehicle's trajectory after the shots would be continuing to the left.
After 3 shots, the car veers away. Oh my God! According to Ballier, both the officer's gunfire and the car accelerating could have put agents and the surrounding crowd of bystanders in danger.
These are all factors that law enforcement officers have to weigh before pulling the trigger.
No!
I think your mic is muted. If
Okay, so my bad. So I do wanted to get your opinion on what this. Well, we're going to take a look at the officer's POV in a minute, but before I want to get on the initial reaction on the video and what this DHS investigator says, and what's your opinion on the first video we've seen.
there's so many different angles to look at, and for anybody to, I'm hoping that your audience. I'm already seeing in the comment section people going, "Bye, Sean," and they're F around, find out all this. I'm hoping legitimately.
Go ahead.
If you people can listen to the totality of the circumstances, and then you want to vote for your team, vote for your team. Couple different things. It's a justified shoot in one context, and I'll give those who want this to be justified the win. In the concept of deadly force, you got a couple different factors you have to put into play for municipal cops, right? Because these are federal agents. Let's look at the win. Let's defend these cops. Police do not need any prior issue before Barnes v. Felix, though people need to look at that, to where you don't have to have a reason to use deadly force when that deadly force presents itself. Meaning that if a cop's going to if the cop could be going and shopping for Girl Scout cookies and somebody's going to run him over, well, he wasn't there investigating a crime, but he could use deadly force in the vehicle. You can go so damn far on this that you have to be willing to accept that if you accept this and you want this so bad that this police officer was justified in shooting, that your 75-year-old mother who's got dementia or your 10-year-old Down syndrome sister, whatever the case is, your severely impaired loved one who by all means is the most gentle person in the world, could pick up your firearm at home, and if they are confusingly pointing it at a police officer, that cop has every single lawful authority to gun them down because that's a threat. It's a threat. No de-escalation, nothing. If you want it on this standard, you have to accept that standard across the board. I will go so far to say you get a 4-year-old kid who picks up mommy's gun, cop is there taking a report of a stolen bicycle and picks it up, the cop can gun that 4-year-old down. That's the law. That's what you want. Now let's get back to reality. Graham v. Connor is the standard for use of force. And you have to have 3 factors of it. Number 1 is the severity of the crime, right? So you look at this, and we'll get into why they stopped her or talked to her in the first place. She wasn't going around shooting up a neighborhood. But that doesn't apply if he wants to get in front of the vehicle and then go gun her down if she's going to use the car to gun him down. Number 2 is the threat that the subject poses to the officer involved or others involved on scene, other officers, other people. And then the third is the level of resistance that person was using to flee or fight, right there. If Graham v. Connor, which is based on the concept of objectively reasonableness, every cop in America can agree that a car coming at you at a speed that will do death or great bodily harm is a deadly force situation. What blows me away is every cop in America would also agree, don't put yourself in front of a moving car. We have that problem. We have the problem of the level of impact based on the speed and the proximity of where that officer was. There is no way in hell, considering the fact he was touching the damn bumper to begin with, that any damage whatsoever would have been done if she hit the gas. He would have been pushed off to the side like it looks like he visibly would or was. The last part is, what in the name of God do you bootlickers think that a 45 caliber, 40 caliber, 9mm is going to do to stop a vehicle? Well, it's coming right for us. So if you get a perfect shot like this cop did, sever the spinal cord right between the eyes, right? I don't know where it went, but it stopped her. It stopped the driver immediately. That 4,000-pound impact weapon still continues to move into other people, into other property. So on the basis of the tactics, complete garbage. On the basis of lawful, here's the problem people won't realize is cops will always have the bigger backing where they don't have to justify anything they do. The law always backs them up. We need to start there. In the beginning, we could look at his tactics. We could look at his intent. We could look at the past, that he was drugged by a car 200 feet just 6 months ago. His wife apparently is an illegal immigrant. He's a devout Catholic Christian. So I know intent doesn't play a role, but everybody who wants to vilify her keeps throwing her intent, which doesn't really have a role in Graham v. Connor. So we have a lot to look at, including, and I'm gonna turn it over in a second, including the fact whether or not it was a lawful stop or contact to begin with, because ICE doesn't have powers to seize American citizens or enforce state laws. But we have a lot to talk about on this.
Yeah. So, and I want to show some other videos at the end of this live stream, towards the end of it, to give some context of what ICE is doing after this went to American citizens. But, you know, to the people that said goodbye, Sean, before, you know, it's crazy, Izzo. It's literally before I even said a word. I did not say one word either way, whether I was justified or not justified, and people already, goodbye, Sean.
We all have the stupidest supporters, because if you support this, name me another time in history where power was relinquished once it was released on the street. I guarantee, ask anyone in your lifetime if you have ever seen federal agents acting this way, and if you think they're going to give this up. You're a conservative, you love this, you're glad a liberal is dead and she fucked around and found out, played stupid games, win stupid prizes. You geniuses out there, when do you not realize that their power is going to continue to you? You already saw it during the lockdowns. You already saw it during the pandemic. Now you're going to see it come in a matter of 5 years when they come after your guns and use this same tactic. I can't wait for this to happen. I'm going to be laughing.
So my view, and again, I'm not a former law enforcement officer or a current law enforcement officer or a lawyer, or I'm just a citizen of the United States. I read a lot. I read the Barnes v. Felix case. It says I'm going to look at this through what the Supreme Court, objectively as I can, the totality of the circumstances. So it's clear objectively that she was waving her arm, and it looked like to me in the beginning she was trying to leave, and then some guy cut in front of her, and then she stopped, and then she started waving her arm, go, keep going. And officers went around her. The officers that wanted to open her door chose not to go around her. Again, I'm not making any excuses for her sitting there. There's video evidence that she was there for 3 minutes. You know, people say, oh, she shouldn't be there because, she should be at home with her kids. So she shouldn't protest, even if she's there protesting. She shouldn't protest. She shouldn't be protesting. She should be at home with her kids because she's a bad mom. And they say that, she effed around and found out and everything else. Where's our humanity, first of all? Where is the humanity we have that this woman deserved? One less liberal. Again, I don't care if you're liberal, conservative, MAGA, anti-MAGA. It means nothing to me. This is not a political issue to me. It's a political issue for all of you watching, because that's what you're trained to do. You're trained to pick a side, pick your left or right, and then ride with that side until the end. And whatever. I was just kidnapped by Border Patrol because I exercised my right to remain silent. They put me in a jail cell. They tried to force me to identify myself through fingerprints, use force against me, rip me out of my vehicle. And I got comments and emails from people saying, Sean, I love you, man, but you got to understand, immigration is a huge problem in this country. And we need to give immigration officers some extra authority and so that the way they could solve this problem. You're disgusting.
Immigration is such, yeah,
You're disgusting.
immigration is such a problem. But where have you people been for the last 30, 40, 50 years? I was telling Sean Paul before we went live, as a municipal cop in Lake County, Illinois, we were deporting people left and right for traffic violations, retail theft, domestic batteries. We would pick them up, charge them on a state charge, put an INS hold on them. We deported my department, our area, right? It came from a 35-man department. Our state's attorney said, stop this. You're deporting too many. Our jails are full. We were doing that. No one cared. No one cared. You didn't care until the president ran on this. Now, I was conservative. I absolutely voted for Trump twice. The first election I ever voted was 2020. I wasn't educated enough in 2016. Voted for him again this last one. I didn't vote for this. I am 100% against illegal immigration. But this methodology is insane. The problem I have with this shooting is, number one, if we're going to remove the lawful aspect of it, you guys are out of your mind celebrating the death of a woman because her political ideology didn't match yours. That's the beauty of the Constitution. Some people just do not know why I view police officers as some of the as the highest level of integrity profession, is because you have to take your personal beliefs, your feelings, your morals, your ethics, and you shelve them off to the side when the Constitution is in play. I have a question that I've asked people, and they don't want to answer. They all want to go, this woman should have been home. This woman should have been doing this. This woman should have been this. Well, can we not say that if that intent played in a play for her, that, again, like I said before, here you have a man who was drugged 200 feet just 6 months prior. A man who's been working his ass off, deporting people. He's sick and tired of these liberal protesters. A man who's, again, he's Christian, he's Catholic, he may be anti-LGBTQ. Is there any chance whatsoever that we ever want to look at the officer's intent for the force they use? Because we never do. We never put an officer on stand and say, oh, sir, so-and-so, you shot my client. Can you tell us what your religious views are and whether or not how you view gay marriage? And does that ever apply into how you practice your police tactics?
That's a good point.
We believe our cops are upstanding people with integrity. We don't look at, and I'm going to tell people out there all the time, you work, and these guys are probably working nonstop, no days off, overtime like crazy. There's going to come a point where they're like, fuck these people. And you watch this cop or whatever is ICE agent, you watched him instigate shit, hold the camera up in his right hand. He goes around the car only to switch to free up his gun hand when he gets in front of the vehicle. It is the most disingenuous thing in the world if anyone believes that cop was in fear for his safety. So we have to start there.
And that's what it comes down to, right? It all comes down to the totality of the circumstances and whether he had a reasonable belief for his bodily harm, for safety, for his life, or the life of others. And I don't see it. The wheels, you could see, we'll look at his POV and then we'll talk some more. Let's look at his POV really quick.
I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking veteran. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Whoa. Now I have a question. Yeah, he's such a good Christian man. He yells "fucking bitch" after he shoots her, and then he doesn't grade. The purpose of them contacting her. Now, maybe you could help me out, and maybe some of the commenters can comment out. Help me out. I was not federal. After the research that I did minimally says that federal ICE agents cannot enforce state laws like traffic laws. They cannot enforce all. They can detain. They can detain someone impeding or obstructing their investigation. To date, I have hundreds of comments on every post I put up asking somebody to articulate, as if they're going to write a report, how this woman obstructed or impeded their investigation. Based on these two videos, we have her violating a traffic law, obstructing the roadway, blocking the roadway. Them going up to her is a traffic stop. It's a detainment. They don't have that power. If they don't have that power, they don't have that probable cause. That's an illegal seizure. If it's an illegal seizure and she chooses to flee to prevent from government tyranny, I have no problem with that. So what are they doing there? And what lawful context do those ICE agents have to detain and seize her? So far, nobody's been able to answer anything other than, well, she was impeding their investigation. We have proof they were doing anything. They could have been driving to go take a piss or get coffee. There is no proof they were doing anything.
All right. Well, and listen, a lot of the comment section, first of all, they're like, you're going to be under 1 million by the end of the day. I don't care. I will always speak what I believe is right, no matter how many people unsubscribe. It doesn't matter to me. People are saying she wasn't protesting. She was obstructing. She was impeding a lawful investigation. So wait. I got the perfect view right here. So this is actually a 2-lane street. You're right, Izzo. ICE does not, let's make sure everybody understands. We have to be able to understand objective facts. ICE does not have law enforcement capabilities when it comes to citizens, as long as they're not breaking, they can't enforce Minnesota law, they can only enforce federal law. So if she's parked here 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it was, 2 minutes, obviously we saw law enforcement agents go around. We saw that. Objective truth. They went around her vehicle in that second lane you see there. It's a 2-lane, one-way street. So if she's really trying to obstruct them or keep them from going down the road, wouldn't she block both the lanes? And then also, why would she wave and say, go around me? So again, I don't see how she's impeding a lawful investigation of ICE officers because there's another lane that she can go down. And she tells the guy, I have no problem with you. Listen, we have lost our humanity. This woman said, I have no problem with you. And you're celebrating. F around and find out. One less liberal in the street. Again, I'm not liberal conservative. I believe it's up and down. And I think you need to start realizing that, everybody in this comment section, it's not about left or right. Left or right, Democrat, Republican is meant to divide us. What it's exactly doing right now, it's meant to divide us to keep us from looking into, guess what? We're all about law and order, right? She should have followed the law. Guess what? I'm pretty sure there was an Epstein law passed where they have to release the files. The government hasn't released the Epstein files, 1% of the Epstein files, right? I mean, we want to follow the law. And again, I don't believe she was obstructing. I believe she was there to agitate, to harass, to whatever, to protest, whatever you want to say. But I don't think she was blocking them from leaving. I think because there's another lane. What do you think? What says you?
I'm blown away at your people who are leaving by Sean when they literally follow you for the First Amendment, right? You go, how many of you and everybody else who's a First Amendment auditor has had a cop claim while they're on a traffic stop that you are obstructing and impeding their investigation? How many times has that happened? It has been proven, no, it's not. So unless she's up there trying to pull someone off the back, there's somebody who's going to be taken into custody, she's pulling a cop off, or she's purposely lying to them. Hey, we're looking for Juan Cordova. No, that's Jane Cordova. And she's lying. That does not fit the definition of obstructing or impeding. If it was, why is the police department, the municipal police department, not there wherever ICE is doing traffic control, blocking off the sidewalks or the streets and sidewalks to give them municipal government assistance to enforce the laws that they can? There is no impediment. No one has been able to, based off these videos alone, say, yeah, she followed them around for the last 20 minutes. What big deal? Following around is not impeding. You can't do. We were followed all the time when these First Amendment orders started coming out. We had people with.
I have followed law enforcement. I have followed law enforcement and put those videos on this channel, and none of you had a problem with me following law enforcement in order to record them and promote transparency and accountability and exercise my First Amendment right. So again, following law enforcement, we're going to get into following law enforcement in a second, because look what happens when you follow law enforcement. But so many people are saying goodbye, Sean. This is, I am glad that I did this live stream, because if you can't even understand and have a reasonable conversation, then I didn't want you here anyway. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not here to be politically correct. I'm not here to cater to your little needs. A lot of these same people, though, facts don't care about your feelings and everything else. But again, all I'm saying is he could have stepped out of the way. He just could have. I think that's an objective fact. Is when you look at the tires lined up, his feet weren't lined up with the tires. You see her. If we see her, he saw her turn the wheel.
Go back, Sean. Look, her tires are already pointed left to begin with.
Right.
If you're going to go right, they have to turn. And everyone in the world who's freeze framing it as they're going forward, when you turn the wheel, your hands are going to go over each other. It's basic. You have to stop to turn to go in the opposite direction. It's disingenuous that any of you are dying on the hill that she had intent to do this.
Oh, she 100% did not have intent to hit the officer. Listen, whether he was in reasonable fear, that should be decided by a judge and a jury. I mean, I'm not on the jury. I'm not a judge. Listen, I think it should be fully investigated. I think that this should go before a grand jury and they should decide. It's not up for me to decide. I can only give you my opinions. But what I can tell you for sure is that look at her turning the wheel. She's not trying to hit this person. Again, this is not political. This is what I do. I cover excessive force, or what appears to be excessive force, and police brutality cases. This is what I do. If you want to make it political, if you want to make it about Donald Trump, if you want to make it about, the Department of Homeland Security, who said that this woman was a domestic terrorist, words matter. The Department of Homeland Security secretary said that this woman was a domestic terrorist. You really believe this woman was a domestic terrorist? You believe that? This is the type of logic that is going to land everyone in a bunch of hot water. Because guess what? When the liberals have power, they're going to do the same thing, because everybody loves the cops, liberals or conservatives. They're going to support the cops. They did it during the lockdowns, during COVID, and you were all, don't tread on me and everything else, right? But now all of a sudden it's F around and find out, one less liberal out there. Come on, we got to be better, man. This is crazy.
If this was a conservative Christian soccer mom who was shot and killed, everyone would be just demonizing the shit out of that cop for, why couldn't he have done X, Y, and Z? De-escalation. There was no threat. He put himself in harm's way. And again, that doesn't negate the shooting, because again, you've got the whole Graham v. Connor. Some cops are quoting Tennessee versus Garner, which blows me away, because he has to be a forcible felony. So you have to prove that A, she tried to run you over, and then she was posing a threat in her vehicle to run other people over instead too. But when you shoot her and you can't control the 4,000-pound weapon and it goes into a family of 3, it's like, it's insane. People are sinking their teeth in this only for one reason: political division, nothing more. She didn't impede anything.
It's not about politics.
It will be, because again, like you said, people got ripped out of churches 3-4 years ago. People got ripped out of gyms. People lost their businesses. People were lost their homes. Cops were the ones that showed up when you were grocery shopping and you refused to wear a mask and pulled you out. Cops were the ones that pulled you out of your gyms, ripped you out of churches. And now, simply because these people who've been living amongst you for decades and you've never cared, simply because a man in the White House says we have to get rid of them, and you like the style. This is nothing more than liberals were just complete shit for 10, 12 years. And now this is payback. That's all this is.
All right. I don't see this as political. I see this as just as everything else I cover. This is a law enforcement interaction that I cover. And this is my personal opinion. People are saying in the chat, well, she hit him with the car.
No, she didn't.
I'm not saying she didn't hit him with the car.
I am.
I'm not saying that.
It's semantics. The hit. If you drive at me at 30 miles an hour, you're going to kill me. She backed up. He had contact with the car, thigh to lower part of his torso where his hips are. When she went forward, it pushed him. There was no hit.
I agree. She pushed him with the car. Correct. I agree with that, because, but I also just know for a fact it's objectively true. Please, people, listen. He could have just stepped out of the way of the car. He was leaning over like this with his gun pointed there. He could have just leaned back. He didn't even have to move his feet. His feet weren't in direct line with the car. He could have just stood up straight and he wouldn't have been tapped by the vehicle. I mean, come on. What was he filming for on their side? For their social media? I have no idea. I don't know.
I've never done police training tactics where you shoot with one. You have to have a stable base. I don't care. Call it Weaver stance. Call it isosceles triangle. And then you're going to be shooting and moving. You can't, based on your upper and lower half, upper triangle, lower triangle, have a bent over position. Your balance is compromised, shooting with one loose hand and your other hand has a gun or a cell phone in your hand, and you're being moved by a vehicle. It's irresponsible target acquisition going down range. That shot, I'm 100% convinced, was a lucky shot on his part. And he didn't even mean, if anything, I think it was sympathetic nervous reflex where he pulled his gun out as a show of force to show her. And when she moved him, his whole body moved and his finger pulled the trigger. I don't think that was intentional. I think he fucked up.
My main point of view on the shooting is that, and my main take is that he could have stepped per his policy. You know, the government's always, oh, we have policies and procedures. You can't record in here, but they only follow the policies and laws that they choose to follow. And per Supreme Court case law, Barnes v. Felix, you have to look at the totality. So when I personally, Sean Paul Reyes, look at the totality, whether it's questionable, whether they had any authority to stop her at all, because you say, some people out there are saying that she was impeding. I don't know that to be an objective fact because she's telling them to go by her. She's saying, go. She says, I don't have a problem with you, dude. Right. So I don't know that she's impeding him. An argument could be made that they are impeding, that she was impeding. She was there for 3 minutes. Okay. But what it comes down to is this is a human life and you're celebrating her death because this is the same way that the same people that are saying F around and find out are the same exact, I know they are. They're the same exact people that when Charlie Kirk got murdered, they said, oh, they wanted to cancel every single person that said anything negative about what happened to I'm a free speech absolutist. Talk about whatever you want to say, do it. But I'm going to give you my opinion on it. And at the end of the day, you were telling, oh, we need to get this person fired. We need to cancel this person because they said something bad about Charlie Kirk after he was murdered. Listen, Charlie Kirk was a father. He was a husband. I don't celebrate anybody's murder. I've never have, and I never will. But the reason you're like, oh, but you didn't cover that, Sean. It had nothing to do with law enforcement. It had nothing to do with law enforcement. It was a 20-something-year-old kid who shot him. I mean, nothing to do with it. But the reaction, the same people who are so upset about people criticizing Charlie Kirk and saying grotesque things about him after his murder, you are now doing the same thing. The hypocrisy is unreal. And if you allow ICE or any law enforcement agency, local, state, official, again, illegal immigration is a problem. It should be handled. It should be handled in a right, dignified way, not trampling constitutional rights. Just like this. We're going to show you right now. Look, this is after the shooting, Izzo. You're going to be locked up if you follow us again. We will kill you.
I can't get behind this. This is not.
This is your warning.
For what?
Stop following us. You are impeding operation.
This is what you want, ladies and gentlemen, who's not subscribing. This is what you want, masked men on the streets. This is what you want, right?
It's subjective. Define impeding. You have to be completely open to interpretation. And I keep telling people, report writing is creative writing. When you write your reports, and nobody's been able to do this, right? I keep saying, articulate it in my comment section as if you're going to write the report for why you stopped us or made contact with us from the first place. Everyone says impeding. Define the impediment. Define what she did that obstructed physically or investigationally wise, and no one can. You're following us. You're impeding our investigation. So you're telling me that by a car in your rearview mirror distracts you and impedes you from doing your job, then you shouldn't be doing your job in the first place. Because this goes back into, like I said, how many times have you filled cops on traffic stops and and they have said you've impeded my investigation, detained you, and your fan base, your subscribers have gone, F that, he's free to constitutionally film. They want this selective outrage at law enforcement when it fits their needs. And this has to be addressed and called out, because the people who are commenting by Sean, this and that, they're going to be the victims of this next. And guess again, I'm not for liberals or for conservatives. I'm for the people. I'm for we the people. I do not want a police state in our country, and neither should you, no matter what you think the cost is. Benjamin Franklin has my favorite quote of all time is, those who give up their essential liberty to purchase temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. And that is you. And that is you. Because of your
immigration problem, you're willing to give up you're willing to give up your constitutional rights. You're willing to cede power over to law enforcement in order for them to solve this problem that you have. Why don't we have a problem with constitutional rights violations, but the federal government does nothing? There is a law in the books for federal civil rights violations under color of law. It's a felony that you could be prosecuted under. How many people get prosecuted under that? You're for law and order when it fits your political ideology, and that's not right.
How many of these cops watch your content, watch my content, and we expose cops who are violating the Constitution? How many of these federal agents are going to police departments and placing these criminal cops into custody? No, they're sitting there and they're bothered. They're impeded. They're obstructed by annoying females who have their constitutional right to protest. I can't stand them. But guess what? They're afforded the same constitutional rights as I have. So I have no problem with what they're doing. You can't do your job. Don't get out of the profession. This is a massive, massive problem in law enforcement.
Let's take a look at the rest of this.
This is the United States federal government.
Over here. I got to get to my house.
This is your warning. I guarantee you're not going to like the outcome. Go home to your children. It's Sunday.
Yeah, go exactly.
Sunday.
Let people go.
That is a threat. That's a threat to do bodily harm to an American citizen for what? Following somebody in public. As we all know, you watch this channel, you do not have an expectation of privacy in public. And that goes for ICE agents or any law enforcement agents. Again, my thing is not with ICE in particular. It is in this scenario, but it's with any law enforcement. Do you want all law enforcement to be masked up like this thug here? That's what you want? Because immigration, because it's a problem, because of Biden, because that's what you want. You want to set the standard that every cop can put on a mask and do whatever the hell they want to do because immigration, right? Because Biden let the border open. I mean, again, I'm not saying there's not an immigration problem. I'm saying that other administrations have deported more people than the Trump administration without this. I mean, this is all political theater. It's show. It's to intimidate people. You want National Guardsmen on the street just hanging out. Like, this is what you want? Really? Come on. Just think about it. Just think about it.
You did not learn from what just happened? Go home to your kids.
Shame on you.
Listen, have y'all not learned from the past couple of days? Have you not learned?
Learned what? What's our lesson here? What do you want us to learn?
Following federal agents.
Give me my phone back.
First Amendment violation. You know what we don't have? Once again, we don't have the thin blue line that everybody is. Back to the blue. All you people in the comment section who are leaving, where are your municipal cops who, at the very least, should be telling command, fuck off. We're going to stand around and make sure that ICE does their job properly. And they could do whatever they want to go ahead and make contact with illegal aliens, great. But when they get in the face of American citizens, you have the God-given right to protest, let us deal with that. We'll escort you. We'll move you around. We'll do whatever. Where are our cops who are going on the street?
Protect from both enemies, foreign and domestic.
No, 100% they're absent as usual. But keep back in that blue.
Yep, keep back in the blue. All right, I got another video here. Which one is it? This one.
Right there. Fuck every single one of y'all. Look at that. Just gonna get a pic. Hold on. Go ahead, take a pic right there. Let me get one of this guy here. Right here. Appreciate that.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Hey, don't touch him. Don't touch him. What are you doing? Come on. Yo.
Fuck you. I work here, bro.
Yeah, he works it.
Fuck you. Look at
that.
Fuck you. Fuck you. What? Fuck you.
Look at that. Look. Look, they're grabbing him. Look, they're grabbing him. Yo, let him go.
Now wait, before you say anything, I want to show you the official, again, open your eyes, people, open your eyes, stop being brainwashed. I want to show you something from the, let me see, I got to take this back. This is the official statement from the Department of Homeland Security regarding this incident. That's the whole incident. You just saw it, the entire incident. This individual, well, actually, I'm going to show you a little bit more, but just check this out. This individual was arrested for assaulting federal law enforcement officers under 18 U.S.C. 111, assaulting, resisting, or impeding federal law enforcement. That's the official statement.
What was
now, I don't know what he assaulted. I can't see from the video what he did. He's saying "fuck you." He's cursing them out. He's video recording them. free speech. He's exercising his First Amendment right. And then check it out. Remember, he was arrested, right? Now check this out.
What's your name? What's your name?
Jonathan Aguilar Garcia. I'm literally a U.S. citizen.
Give us a
I'm
phone
literally a
number.
U.S. citizen.
Get the fuck out of here,
Why are you kidnapping a citizen?
Get in there.
Why are you? Why?
Sir, give us your phone number. We'll call your family. Give us your phone number.
You know what?
This guy right here, they let.
God only knows what they're doing to him.
No, look. This is after. Ready? This is after. They throw him into this for doing nothing. He did nothing, as we just saw. Nothing.
Let him out of the vehicle. They tortured him. This guy right here, yeah. Tortured.
You okay, man? No, I'm not okay. Bro, shit's crazy. My man's bleeding. They slammed me on the ground. We gotta be able to call somebody. This is ridiculous. You got family around? You got somebody here, man? Come on, we in here. Come on, man. You work here, don't you? No, I work at Target. You work, bro. Come on, bro. It's okay. That is so crazy.
You know, I've been
They
on.
put him in the car, brought him to the Walmart parking lot, tuned him up, and threw him out in the Walmart parking lot away from Target. What says you? What do you think?
I think that's what the American people are going to get. It's part of me. I'm fine with it. Go ahead. I have no problem. You know, if civil war comes, I don't give a fuck. You know, but at the same time, this is what you wanted. If you can't be this stupid to think it's going to end, A, it's going to end at all. B, it's going to end where you believe it's going to end. Like it's just going to go into illegal immigration. I give people an example. We had 10 years ago, 11 years ago, we had a case where we were looking for 3 cop killers. You know, it's a very famous G.I. Joe Glenowitz case out by me. And what my department did, my chief who was investigating the whole thing at the time, was he used the state of emergency that they were in, the exigent circumstance, to detain, there's a lawsuit on it, to detain, I believe, 3 men who were completely unrelated to the case. And they held them for 72 hours to try to get information from them on another case. The government will always overreach. They will always manipulate. They will always fuck you over. But this is what you want, because what, you don't like illegal immigrants, or you don't like liberals, you don't like other human beings. This absolutely blows me away that people support this shit.
A man did nothing. That he was a 17-year-old kid, actually. That 17-year-old working at Target. His crime is exercising his right as an American citizen of free speech to tell ICE to go fuck themselves and record them. And for that, they grabbed him up, beat him up, threw him in a car, brought him to another parking lot, threw him out of the car, bleeding and bruised, crying like a baby. I mean, if you support that, and then people will say, Izzo, it is mind-boggling to me. People will say, there was a comment in here, people's got to stop doing stupid things, and this won't happen. What? So stupid things is our rights now? A lot of people say that recording police is stupid, that I'm an antagonizer, but you support me, but telling somebody to go fuck off and recording them at the same time. I support all free speech. I'm a free speech absolutist. I support free speech because that's what's in our Constitution. It's insane. It's insane. And I have one more video.
I saw two things that absolutely blew my mind yesterday, which was, one was on, I think they were both on Blue Lives Matter Facebook page, nearly 1 million followers. And one was the Ben Affleck meme where he was smoking a cigarette, kind of like, ugh. And it talked about liberals and they're changing their ideology or what they're protesting over. And I couldn't believe that a supposedly colorblind, politically blind, everything justice is blind organization was openly criticizing liberals, a political side of the ideology. And the second one was a statement where, I'm paraphrasing, it said, haven't you learned by now that if you don't do anything illegal, the police won't mess with you? And I had to type in there a scenario, right? And cop enters the chat where he follows somebody for 17 blocks until he waits them to cross over the double yellow line so he can get a consent search. Do you not realize that your vehicle code, your state's compiled statutes, It is so easy to create any law we want to put you in cuffs. How many more Sean Paul Reyes videos do you need to see where the cops are completely in the wrong? They don't care. They will make shit up on the fly to charge and arrest you. But
And these are just examples. There's so many examples. And again, I am for freedom. I am for the people's power, not for state power. I don't care if it's Biden, Barack Obama, Donald Trump. I don't care who's in office. I don't care who you voted for. You cannot stand. If you stand with masked men violating citizens' rights in some perverted greater good in your mind that you're creating, some perverted greater good that for immigration, you are a traitor to this country. I'm going to say it. And guess what? You left. Goodbye, good riddance. I don't care. You are the traitor here. And you will see when the next administration is in power and they're doing it, you're going to be bitching and moaning about a police state, about XYZ. Look at this. Look at this video. I got one more. And guess what? It happened to me. Izzo, it literally just happened to me. For me not answering questions of Border Patrol, they threw me in a jail cell. They violently ripped me out of my vehicle, threw me in a jail cell multiple times, questioned me, put me back in, questioned me. All against their authority. They had no authority to do any of it. They searched my vehicle as an American citizen, cut open my suitcase, went through everything that I had, deleted the video from my camera. And this is Sean. I got the email. I couldn't believe it. I started laughing. Sean, you got to understand they need some, a little bit of constitutional rights violations. It's all right, man. We got to get the illegals out of the country. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
This guy's a bastard. He must stop. He must stop.
I have a legitimate question for this. And this is just a question for people here. The Second Amendment is used to protect the citizens from the government. At what point do the citizens start exercising with the Second Amendment? Legitimately, if you are a citizen, you are in the process of demonstrating or exercising your free speech, filming, standing, and you are attacked by a cop like that, and then several cops, how is that not the definition of government tyranny? And at what point are the people supposed to fight back?
It is. It's funny. They think, they're so quick to say it was tyranny. Sean's dealing with tyranny, is exposing tyranny and corruption, for them violating my rights to record in City Hall. But this man's recording an ICE agent and then just gets brutally knocked to the ground, thrown in another citizen. And this is what I want to show you again. This is the official statement from the Department of Homeland Security. Yesterday, while conducting operations, because they're always conducting operations, Border Patrol arrested an illegal alien from Honduras and was issued a final order of removal in 2020. The subject refused to obey lawful given orders, and during that time, a crowd formed. After multiple warnings and several minutes, Border Patrol broke the vehicle window and arrested the illegal alien. During the arrest, a crowd continued to surround Border Patrol, who tried to push them back for the safety of everyone. One U.S. citizen did not comply with the lawful given order and instead responded by hitting an officer and was arrested.
That's lies.
Wait, this is what I am trying. This is what I'm trying to say. They are lying to us.
How many people complained about the people who went to federal prison for January 6th? How many people complained about that, but suddenly support this? It is impossible for anyone to support this if you have condemned it for the last 10 years. This will be turned on you in a heartbeat.
He hit the agent. Let's see. He hit the agent. He hit him. Let's see. Listen, I am so over it. Look, this person, I'll take this. You send us $10. Hey, Sean, the Biden administration allowed 12 million illegals in this country without vetting. If anybody wants to be mad at the idiots that allowed this to begin with to begin with. Crickets under Obama.
You know,
Dude.
everybody who's pissed and bitching and moaning and by Sean, they will be the ones to give up their guns. They will be the ones that'll say, "Oh, it's for the betterment of it," and they will 100% comply. All it's going to take, I say this a million times, it's like, you ever see the movies like that are like period pieces, and you've got, before the days of firearms, it was swords and guns or swords and bows and arrow. So the guy on the front line who charged is a badass, because you know you're not going to live, right? You're going to be running into a spear, a shield to cut your head off. I don't care. Today, all it's going to take is for these people who are leaving in mass droves, your comment section and my comments, peace out, brother. You're going to be the person clinging to your "don't tread on me" Molan Labe flag. And when you see your neighbor has 5 cops showing up on the front lawn to go, "Hey, okay, we need your guns," you're going to, "Oh, officer, take mine next," because you don't want any of their smoke. This is exactly how smaller governments will dominate people, because they're so fucking easy to control, because everyone is a coward who talks tough in the comment section. You're all pussies.
Listen, I really can't. I was expecting this video to be fully controversial, and I wanted to do it anyway. And I wanted to bring you on because I know that you just don't give a shit, and I thought it'd be great. Again, we have different opinions on exactly the video. We agree on a lot, but we do have some disagreements. Hold on, let me see this. Hold on, I'm trying to find the ones that are like, "Bye, Sean." I'm trying to find somebody. Can you articulate, anybody who's unsubscribing? Can you articulate why you believe that my position on that it's not justified? Let me make my position very clear. The shooting of Renee Good was not justified. It was not. I don't believe it was legally justified. And I think this is where we disagree. I don't believe it was legally justified. I don't believe it's morally justified. And I think everybody who's celebrating her death, you are a despicable human being. She was a mother. She had children. She's somebody's daughter. Celebrating another human being's death. The same people who condemned people celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination, and you're going to sit here and say, "Oh, she's a bad mom and she should have been at home with her kids." And not that the officer could have just literally, per his own training, you heard the DHS officer, the investigator, former, again, this is not per their training, they're supposed to step away from a fleeing vehicle. And it's very clear. And if you tell me that you think you are delusional, if you think that her purpose, her intent was to run any ICE agent over, you are delusional. You're fucking delusional. I'm telling you, she did not have any intent. Clearly moving the wheel out of their way. Why did she even back up in the begin with? Why wouldn't she just go forward and, screw anybody in front of me? That wasn't her intent, even though her intent doesn't matter. What I'm looking at is, could the officer have what a reasonable officer moved away, especially somebody who's scared of cars? I mean, apparently he got dragged by a car. A lot of people are like, "Oh, she shouldn't," they've seen so many. You posted them on, go check out Izzo's Instagram. He posted all of them on his stories, posting things with George Floyd. "I can't breathe. I can't drive. I can't."
Oh, God.
It's despicable what some of you are doing.
George Floyd is my benchmark for this. Right? You had the entire nation was so outraged what they saw happen, and then you fast forward a year, and because his criminal history was released, all of a sudden they turned on him and they honored a man who knelt on him like he was a trophy from the Serengeti. And it doesn't matter how many times I say what Derek Chauvin did was atrocious. He didn't kill him. No, he didn't. But what he did was complete torture. I want to add on to what you said. The law, here's the conundrum that people don't understand, is the law will back him up and justify his shooting, because they have to. They cannot sit there and take it case by case. They have to create a blanket and say, based on Graham v. Connor, X, Y, and Z, it's a justified shooting. But the problem that's going to happen is, why did they stop her in the first place? They went to seize her, get out of the car. That was an order. They did not have, in my opinion, probable cause or justification to stop and seize her. In that totality of that case, bad seizure. They violated her Fourth Amendment. They should be prosecuted after that, and everything else that happens that they should be held accountable for. So I don't think. Gabriel Alcad 956. Let me do this before, Sean. Do me a favor. Go home, have a giant sandwich, shove it up your ass, and then eat it. You prick.
Oh, liquor. again, if you want to subscribe after 10 years, you know, what's funny? My channel's only been around for 4. So, I mean, these people aren't too bright. 10 years subscribed. It's just wild. I'm looking at these comments. It's wild. They're like, oh, this is an L video for Sean. Dude,
your entire base, I'll defend you. Your entire base has been exposing cops and how they abuse the law. How people cannot see the overreach of what ICE is doing is insane. It's insane. I don't get it.
Okay, wait.
People.
This is directed towards you. I don't know if you can read the whole thing. I'll read it. Real cute. I'd love to talk to your guest about his comment. I'm a Marine vet who served honorably. I don't bow down to anyone. However, if you go looking for trouble and don't expect retaliation,
the fuck is wrong with you? You're a Marine vet. So that means now, number one, that's my only regret in life was never joining the Marines. Is I pussied out. I was 18 years old, and the reason I didn't enlist was because I had corrective vision, and I didn't want to wear those Coke bottle glasses, and I had a problem with shitting with the stall doors open. So number one, you're more of a man or woman than I am. Number two, didn't you fight for this? Didn't you spend the minimum 4 years of your life sacrificing your freedoms for ours? And you want to justify this? You're goddamn right. These people should be able to go up and voice their opinions and get right there. Don't touch ICE. Don't impede them. Don't instruct them. But don't instruct them. Film them all you want. But the second you're going to tell me you're fine with these absolute government terrorists going hands-on with citizens and you're a Marine, fucking disgrace to our armed forces.
Yeah, and it's crazy that people will just they'll see what they want to see. They're anti stopping somebody from recording in a city hall or a correctional facility, but she impeded, so she deserved to be shot in the face. She impeded, and that's again, it's arguable to me that whether she impeded or not. I don't think
she didn't. No cop that I've ever known in the history of my life. And this is the conundrum, right? Everyone says good shoot, and they want to die on the hill of never admitting law enforcement is wrong. So they'll say Graham v. Connor, Tennessee versus Gardner, and the shooting itself. If you freeze it right in that moment, he's in front of a car, it goes forward. That's 3 seconds. That's what everyone is basing their justification off the shooting on. That 3 seconds. Outside of that, there is not one cop in the history of my life I've ever known that would be stupid enough to go in front of a vehicle and pull their weapon. None of us would.
I won't support law enforcement officers, federal, local, state. I won't support anyone that wears a mask and intimidates the American people and violates their rights. I just showed you 3 examples of ICE agents doing just that to American citizens, beating them up. You want to talk about domestic terrorism? That is domestic terrorism. They're hiding their face. If they're so proud of what they're doing, why hide your face? It's crazy. Law enforcement, they're like, oh, but they're going to get doxxed and this and that.
Public servants.
Couldn't every law enforcement officer make that excuse and wear masks? That's why it's so dangerous to me. Couldn't you? How many times did you lock somebody up, Izzo, and they hated you and they could have doxed you and come?
Oh my God, I get that excuse all the time from the anonymous trolls in my comments and on my Instagram and Facebook who are all cops who say I have to be a private profile because I can't afford to have people know where my wife and kids live. People don't get what they're doing. My favorite example of shitbag constitutional violators, Grady Judd. Go watch his last video that he did on this shooting and listen to the last sentence he says. He declared open season on cops going ahead and shooting American citizens for impeding or obstructing. It's his own words. And he's America's sheriff, a man who refuses to put body cameras on his deputies. People do not know, at the bottom line is, you want this? I hope you get everything you ask for.
It's true. I agree.
And you watch, I want you, your wife, your mother screaming at the top of her lungs while her baby is being beat, having the shit beat out of them by 5 ICE agents. She doesn't know who they are, where they go, what happens. I hope your family experiences the highest level of trauma possible so that you will learn what your government is doing to you and you will open your eyes.
A lot of the people say she hit him with the car, end of story. Just like this comment. A lot of she hit him with the car, she risked the officer's life, end of story. What say you?
No, she didn't. She pushed him. It is a literal semantics. The words matter. He was already making contact. The vehicle went forward. Get some doctor, get a physicist. Somebody needs to get somebody who specializes in physics and talk about mass, acceleration, volume, velocity, apply it to a 200-pound man and show how no damage would have been done and he would have been pinballed off like, and been, oh shit, there's nothing wrong with me. He was not in danger. If he was, and he goes drugged by a car just 6 months prior, why the fuck did he get in front of a car in the first place?
He 100% leaned into the car because when you could see his feet, not from this angle, but you could see both of his feet as she's driving away. You could see both of his feet are outside. I don't know if this one shows it. Both of his feet are outside the wheel of the car. So the only reason
it's turning.
The only reason he got tapped by the car is because he's leaning over into the hood of the car so he could get a better shot. That's why. He could have just backed away. Why are you people so why wouldn't you want some lady to be alive, whether you hate her, whether she's a lunatic liberal, she's a lesbian, she's a this, she's a that, whatever you want to say about her, she abused her children. I've seen it all. Why would you want somebody else to die at the hands of law enforcement unnecessarily?
Her family too. This is a civil rights violation.
Oh, for sure. I mean, her family's definitely going to sue, and then we'll see it play out in court.
They unlawfully detained him.
And then it's case closed. I mean, another thing is they see the video, they're like, case closed. Since when do we not conduct a thorough, impartial investigation? Since when does the government not work with other tyrants like the state government and share information? Now it's, whisk him away, put him in witness protection program. He's disappeared forever now. He got the big GoFundMe, showed his she, and that's it. It's over now. Domestic terrorist.
Wait, it's even better. You have some billionaire donated $10,000 to him, and I believe he's up near this officer is up near $600,000 of a GoFundMe. So you've got
without facing legal charges.
Right, Kristi Noem already declared her domestic terrorist. He's got $500,000 already coming to him for doing his job, right? Because that fits in the parameter of his job. And you've got the president supporting it, and Grady Judd supporting it. How do we not see that this is only going to incentivize more cops to putting themselves in harm's way? I don't get it. We had Takaya Young, the cop who murdered her, was acquitted,
and not they're just going to shoot. And guess what? If like you said in the beginning of this, Izzo, those shots, the 3 shots, the one that went through the windshield and the 2 that went through the driver window, they didn't stop the vehicle from going. They made the vehicle go faster. they didn't stop it at all. It just kept on going. I mean, it didn't stop her. If he didn't shoot her, would have been or probably less damage done. She could have hit somebody else. She could have hit somebody else standing on the street.
The way I told you that same applied logic. The same applied logic. Somebody with a learning impaired 10-year-old decides to steal mommy's keys, goes in the car, and a cop steps in front of it, and they hit the gas. The cop has every lawful authority to shoot and kill that 10-year-old. So I'm hoping, and I'm an asshole. I don't care. These are not Sean Paul's words. These are mine. I'm hoping one of you out there, you have a learning impaired child who does just that, gets behind the vehicle of a car and a cop shows up to stop them, and you supported the shooting of this woman. And I hope that cop puts 3 rounds through the window and offs your child so that you will learn exactly what you're supporting, because it will be a 100% lawfully supported shoot. I hope you learn the hard way.
It's the same guy from before, the veteran. Really cute again. You want to keep sending super chats? I'll keep putting it up there. Really cute again. Did I fight for this? No, I did fight. I didn't fight for the 12 million illegals to come into the country and cowards like you acting like it's wrong to make things right.
On, big boy, and go chase them out of your state. People, when is the last time any one of you tough talkers with the keyboard went to a goddamn village hall meeting and asked your mayors what their responsibility was.
The
You don't
ends
go to a
justify
county
the
meeting.
means.
You all bitch about what's happening on a national level. None of you have a damn clue what's going on in your own neighborhoods. Do me a favor. Go polish your bayonet and fucking insert it.
You know, it's crazy that it's scary to me. It's scary to me as though that these people in the comment section today, you know, not all of you. I see a bunch of I'm focusing on the extremists because that's just what it is. I want to see, but I appreciate everybody who still supports me and staying on. And if you don't, goodbye. But it's crazy to me that the ends, like that comment, right? The ends justify the means, right? It's 12 million illegals because Biden let them in. Biden let them all in here. And now the ends, total police state to fix the problem. You guys, what is wrong with you? You don't believe in freedom. You are a bootlicker. You are a bootlicker. You lick the boot of tyranny because it makes you feel good. I will never bow down to tyranny. Never. I'm going to Minneapolis and I'm going to film ICE. And maybe I'll escalate. Maybe I'll tell ICE go fuck themselves. And then when they throw me, it's going to be Sean fucked around and found out. When they throw me, a U.S. citizen who pays a bunch of money in taxes for their salary, who has built businesses, given people jobs. I fucked around and found out for filming them and exercising my rights when they beat me up like they did that 17-year-old at Target and they throw me in a Walmart. That's okay with you? You guys are sick, really. You guys are sick.
They're the same people.
Sick.
You got RAPED. Well, what were you wearing?
Yeah, right. Well, what were you wearing? You were wearing that short skirt, weren't you? You shouldn't have put yourself. You should have been in church. It's Sunday. Just like look what they say. They are. You don't think these ICE officers are reading your comments because they're literally saying exactly what you're saying. Literally.
This is your warning.
For what?
Stop following us. You are impeding operations. This is the United States federal government.
Over here. I got to get to my house.
This is your warning. I guarantee you're not going to like the outcome. Go home to your children. It's Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Let people go.
Go home to your children. You're not going to like the outcome. We will kill you. That's okay.
If Charlie Kirk actually stayed home and was a father, he'd be alive today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he could have just stayed home and be a father. He wouldn't have been killed. He didn't have to go debate people. He could have just stayed home and he would have been alive today, right? I'm in Australia. Let's see this one. I'm in Australia. You think that what this Gestapo is doing, you guys are fools. They said that they are there for sex trafficking. What the fuck, America needs to stand up for yourself. And they won't. These people are they won't just F around and find out. Well, you guys, guess what? I'm going to end with this. I don't want to be too long. It's a great conversation. Izzo, thank you for coming on the stream. If you guys want to subscribe to Izzo's channel, he has a bunch of great content over there. It's in the description right below the like button. But I'll just end with this. You guys, all of you who are subscribing, all of you who support this tyranny in our country, masked men rounding up citizens, beating them up, a woman being shot because she bumped an ICE officer where he could have clearly got out of the way. All of this that you're celebrating, I hope you guys are fucking around. Wait for the find out. That's what you guys are. You guys are fucking around right now. And the find out part is going to come very soon. And don't say I didn't warn you, because I'm going to always be on the side of liberty and justice. I will be on the side of the people. I will never be on Biden's side. I will never be on Trump's side. I will never be on any political stance. I will never be Republican, conservative. I don't play those games. And I will never be beholden to a man. What do I look like? Licking the boots of Donald Trump, licking the boots of Biden, licking the boots of Obama, licking the boots and saying that they only care about themselves. You idiots. I don't think it's funny that you brought up that the billionaire gave him 10 grand. That's like 10 cents to him, dude. They don't even care about the cop. They give him 10 cents. That's like some guy going on the street and flicking a dime at somebody like, here you go. It is up and down, and you better start realizing it fast. It is not only up and down economically, the rich and the poor. It is up and down the powerful and the people who allow them to be powerful. And you keep doing it. You keep allowing these masked men to go around and violate people's rights and get away with unjustified shootings. Keep doing it. I mean, you're going to see. Final words I'll give you the final words.
There's nothing more.
We said it all. I know. It's really it's really just like mind-boggling. I can't.
I love the Constitution, and what blows me away, and I did something on this the other day. If anybody's ever seen The American President, it was a Rob Reiner film, biggest on the planet. And the best line in there was at the closing, where Andrew Shepard, played by Michael Douglas, is he's a Democrat president, and he talks about celebrating the First Amendment. And he said you have to be willing to listen to someone stand center stage and scream at the top of their lungs an ideology that you would scream your lifetime opposing, and you have to be able to celebrate that. We don't do it anymore. I'm 51 years old in a couple of weeks, and I've never experienced such division based off of who is in the White House in my life and how that trickles down into someone celebrating someone's death simply because their ideology was different than somebody else's. This is not the profession of law enforcement that I celebrate. It's not what I was involved in. I hated people, but I served them, and I never violated their constitutional rights, and I honored the responsibility I have. These ICE agents and all these people in the comment section leaving in droves by you, no, they have no idea what they're supporting.
And guess what? Goodbye, ICE baby, ICE baby. Don't care. You're ignorant. You're child. You're a child. Wake up, America. Thank you, Izzo, for coming on. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys. So I'm going to be getting out of here. Wow, this was an interesting live stream. Appreciate Izzo for coming on, former law enforcement officer. I would invite any other law enforcement officer to come on if you have a difference of opinion. That's America. That's what makes us great. We should be able to reasonably disagree. You have every right to unsubscribe if you'd like. I will go to 0 subscribers before I lick the boot of tyranny. I will say it a million times. I will go to 0 subscribers happily with a smile on my face before I lick the boot of tyranny, of masked men, of the military in the streets. I will not ever support tyranny in my country. Never. My country. Our country. We the people. Not the government. The government's supposed to serve us. Us. It's insane. Wow. Anyway, I saw these comments. This country is super divided. It could tell by let me see. I want to see how many people voted. Was this a clear? I did it this way to just so that way we could understand each other. I put, is it clearly justified or clearly unjustified? And we're about 41%. Clearly justified is 43%, 41%. Maybe it's gone out of 2,500. If you want to vote, you could vote. Put it's clearly justified. I don't care. That's your opinion. It's your opinion. She's a domestic terrorist. Call her whatever you want. The woman. Call her a domestic terrorist. Call her whatever you want to call her. A bad mother. And I will call the person who shot her a coward and a thug. Because he didn't have to shoot her. He didn't have to. He did it because he wanted to. And then he called her a fucking bitch. I mean, call me a liberal. If you guys knew how far I was from a liberal, it would blow your mind. I am not a liberal or one of these MAGA conservatives. I'm neither one. I'm Sean Paul Reyes. I'm a free American citizen, and I love my country, and I love the people in it. But some of you are batshit fucking crazy. You guys are fucking cult members on both sides. Whether you're leftist cult member, rightist cult, you guys are cult members. And whatever side of cult you're on, you want to be in a cult, I don't care. Goodbye. Good riddance. Take care. Thank you for all the super chats, though. A lot of the people sent me super chats, even though they were talking shit about me. So thank you. I appreciate that. But I will always be on the side of the American people, whether you like it or not. And to everybody who supports ICE and everybody who supports ICE violating people's constitutional rights, using excessive force against citizens, doing what they're doing, terrorizing the streets, which I showed you video evidence of, proof, and that's just some of the proof. If you support that, you're going to fuck around and find out. But I'd love to read the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section below. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit.